Introduce the last speaker, Walter Hoye, who is my good friend. He has been Life Legal's client. He is my hero. I love Walter, and he has just been a real means of support as I've gone through some personal things. He prays for me. He's the reason I live in Jacksonville. I said, Walter, pray that I can move to Jacksonville, and that's where I live now. So, and I'm his agent. He's going to be selling autographs. He actually gave somebody an autograph today. I thought that was awesome. So anyway, Walter is the president and founder of the Issues for Life Institute and the California Civil Rights Foundation. He became pro-life when he had a child that was born prematurely and saw that it was indeed a human being. I first met Walter at a seminar in Oakland, trading on the female body, and he came up to me and he said, is Katie Short here? And I said, no, she's not. Well, I need you guys to help me do some legal work. And he introduced me to Lori, and we were in Oakland, and I said, well, why don't you come to our benefit tomorrow night? And he shows up in a tux. I mean, he's just an awesome guy. So anyway, we represented Walter in a criminal trial. He was convicted. As you're probably all very aware, he spent some time in jail. His conviction was subsequently overturned, and we're still representing Walter in federal court, trying to get the ordinance overturned under which he was arrested. And I think that we've had a good result so far in the Ninth Circuit, and it will eventually be overturned. Last thing I want to say is that in 2008, Walter and his wife Lori were the recipients of the 4th Annual Walk for Life West Coast St. Gianna Mala Award for Courage Under Fire. Also, I think it was the Watchman on the Wall from Family Research Council, their award. And then honored by Chuck Colson's 2011 Martin Luther King award. And so Walter is a man of God. He is my good friend, and I would ask you to welcome Walter.
I want you all to hear just a little bit of my story from me. And so in order to do this, I had to bring something that I don't actually carry too much anymore. But this communicates the message that I want to get out tonight. Just bear with me. For some reason we had to talk about it. All right, then let me come back.
Walter, you got to talk a little louder.
Can you all hear me now?
Yes.
In 2009, my world changed. The America that I grew up in was no longer the same country that I had come to know and love. I was arrested, tried and convicted for holding this sign, in front of an abortion clinic. My message was simple: God loves you and your baby, let us help you. This sign is the reason women stopped and wanted to talk to me. They wanted to know, is it true that God loves me? Is it true that He loves my baby? And is it true that you can help me? Well, my answer was yes, God loves you. Yes, He loves you and your baby. And yes, I can help you. And more women would stop and have this conversation with me, realize that God does love them and their baby, and then just simply change their mind, change their heart about having that abortion. Well, I never thought that I would be arrested and incarcerated for this sign and communicating this message. This wasn't the America that I grew up in. But we're facing very similar challenges today. Obamacare, our health care, has presented some very serious challenges to our faith and to our conscience, and we cannot allow it to continue as it is. I agree with Bishop Baza that this is the message that we need to communicate to the whole world. The Christus Medicus Foundation understands this message. God loves you and your baby and wants to help you. The Life Legal Defense Foundation understands this message. God loves you and your baby, but let us help you. And tonight, I want you to help them, help those that are like me. When I was facing my most difficult challenge, I could turn to Life Legal Defense Foundation. The Life Legal Defense Foundation was there for me. For my wife and I, they walked with us all the way, the entire way. And they helped restore. They helped restore our faith. They help restore our hearts as we face perhaps one of the most darkest challenges in my life. I want you to understand that we need to do the same thing today. There may come a time when we may face arrest, we may face trial, we may face conviction, but we can never turn away from the message that God loves you. We can never turn away from the message that God loves you and your baby. And we have got to let the world know that we can help them. And we can. I want you to know that tonight there is an envelope on your table. I want you to take a look at it. I want you to take a look at that envelope and think about giving the largest gift you can give. I want you to think about what it would mean if the whole world really understood how much God loves them, their baby, their children, our families, and that the church can help them. When you write your check tonight, I want you to know that you'll be strengthening organizations that can help us reach our goal and meet those needs in our community. And I want to go one step further than that. One step further than that. I'm often asked, Walter, is there anyone that cares? Is there anyone that really cares for you when you're really in a tough spot? I want you to know that I have often said, yes, there is. There really are those that love God, and because they love God, they love you. And when I communicate that message, they have literally turned their lives over to Christ. I want you to know that I would not have gotten started on this journey had not the Catholic Church reached out to me. Bishop, it was the Catholic Church that said, hey, Walter, can you come and help us in front of this abortion claim? It was the Catholic Church that stood with me when we were fighting the Oakland City Council. I'm looking at some of the Catholic Church now that was there with me during those days. It was the Catholic Church that was with me during my trial when my wife and I were so alone. It was the Catholic Church that I waved goodbye to when I walked into custody. And it was the Catholic Church that was waiting for me when I got out. I want to say this because I forgot. It was also Bishop of the Catholic Church that came to visit me when I was in jail. Bishop Corleone. So tonight, that we can communicate this message that reaches all of us, that God does love us, that God does love our children, our families, and that the church wants to help you with what is good, morally good. I need you to take a look at your envelopes. I need you to write the biggest check that you can. I need you to support these efforts, because it is these types of efforts that make it possible for guys like me to go on a mission and try to reach his people for Christ's sake. Thank you, and God bless you.